IDX TV. I'm Hannah Jackson here at the Retail Supply Chain and Logistics Expo 2023 at the XL London. And I'm here with Steve Brown from Mastercard. Lovely to have you, Steve.
Thank you, Hannah. Thanks for the invite. Lovely to be here.
Thank you. It's great to have you here. So, first of all, are the expectations what you wanted them to be? Are you looking for, has it been good?
It's massive, right? I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything on this scale. Like the sheer number of vendors, the different ideas, the cosmetics. Have you been that way? It's crazy. So yeah, the scale is huge. And I've been to a few events at XL, but I think this is one of the biggest for the sheer number of vendors.
Yeah, it is bigger and better than ever before, isn't it? Which is what we like to see. So tell me first of a little bit about Mastercard, yourself, your role there.
Yeah. Of course. So I I work within our Cyber and Intelligence Solutions team. My team are responsible for all our cybersecurity and operational resilience products. And what that means is looking at how Mastercard are impacted by issues of cybersecurity and operational resilience, taking that learning and then going out working with businesses, small, medium and large, financial institutions, governments, all types of different merchants, to be able to help drive cybersecurity, drive resilience throughout the ecosystem. Because we at Mastercard are the enablers of digital commerce, so then we're duty bound to secure that ecosystem. And to be able to do that, to be able to utilize that unique position is what we're all about.
So what are you most looking forward to?
Today? Seeing some of the more entrepreneurial merchants that are out there, some of the new ideas. I've seen so many robots already. I'm quite intrigued by a lot of that from a personal point of view, but from a security point of view. So I'm all about automation where it's right and proper, but as long as there's some security behind it, then that's what intrigues me. So to speak with a few of those that have got the robots dancing around and delivering things and find out what the security is behind it, that's my passion.
Yeah, it's so interesting. What's your main aim in being here?
Main aim is to hopefully build education and awareness around cybersecurity. What are the threats and how can Mastercard help? So often people think, what are Mastercard doing here? You're a credit card company, but we're much more than that. We're a technology provider. We acquire and we develop different technologies according to what the threat looks like. So whether that's in the cybersecurity space, in the crypto space, in the payment space, we offer different technologies to identify, to prevent, and to mitigate different types of attacks, often fraud taking place against the organization or against you and I as individuals. So really it's about engaging, trying to build a network, and hopefully, people come and talk to me. I'm speaking on one of the stages a little later on, so people can come and talk afterwards and look at what Mastercard are doing and how we can help them.
Amazing. Yeah, well, speaking of you speaking here, what are you actually focusing on, and what are you hoping that delegates take away from it?
So the real focus is about third-party risk. So it's supply chain. Here we are at a supply chain logistics event, and people are looking at they should be looking at how secure are those suppliers. So whether that's in a physical sense and the ability to bring goods and services to your customers, whether it's in a technical sense, so your IT providers, your cloud service providers, data storage service providers, how secure are they? And if they're not, what is the impact likely to be on your business? So small, medium or large, you are a potential victim of a cyber attack. You can do all you can to protect your own organization, whether you're a small, medium enterprise or whether you're a multinational corporate. But if you don't protect that supply chain, if you don't perform that level of due diligence of your suppliers, they're prone to an attack. So it's about working with them, sharing with them the findings that you have, driving that resilience, because you have an ulterior motive, right? If your suppliers are more resilient, you as a business are less likely to be a victim of an attack. And again, you can provide goods and services, your brand reputation grows, you can demonstrate to customers that you value the integrity and the confidentiality of their data. So really, that's what we're here to try and assist with.
And we're going to need more of that moving forward, because it's getting worse and worse out there when it comes to cybersecurity. Not as in, the attackers. So it's your job is even more important than ever.
Yeah, hopefully the security is getting better.
The security's getting better.
But you're right. The types of attacks, the cyber criminals, the organized crime groups, now hostile states who are operating because they want to get at what they value the most, which is our data. It used to be solely our money, but now it's about how they gain access to our data, how they infiltrate our systems, how they exfiltrate that type of information. So we have to be agile, we as Mastercard, but we as a community, to be able to see what the threats are and position ourselves to be more resilient to them.
Well, customers are increasingly demanding more from retailers and from many companies, so how do you ensure an improved end customer experience?
So for us at Mastercard, it's really about providing the right amount of friction. Everyone wants a smooth journey as a customer. You know, whether it's on my journey here, buying lunch, getting on the Elizabeth line, I want there to be a smooth journey, but I want there to be enough friction that I'm sure that my details are secure. Not just at the point of payment, but right throughout. So in transmission, where is my data stored by, TFL or by Pret or whoever I bought my sandwich from, I want that security. So if I spend over a certain amount, I don't then mind that I have to input my PIN or I have to, go through some multi-factor authentication, because in my mind, and certainly as a security professional, that gives me some solace that those vendors value the confidentiality, the integrity and availability of my data. If there isn't that friction, then yeah, you might have a smoother journey today, but the risk of compromise of your details is greater tomorrow.
Yeah. So what's your biggest focus then this year and moving into 2024?
So our biggest focus really is building awareness. You talked before about the need to be agile and the fact that the threat is ever changing. Criminals are getting better at what they do. They're performing better levels of reconnaissance of our supply chain. So again, we have to be more agile. But now it's about more than just cybersecurity. It's a systemic risk that we all face. So whether that's physical, so the ability to move goods and services, whether it's technical, the provision of your IT services, but there can be others, geopolitical impacts upon your suppliers. So if the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and how does that impact your business, both from a political standpoint, but do you have suppliers in Ukraine who are impacted by the war? Do you have colleagues and staff in those areas? So how can you work together to be able to identify that risk and mitigate it? And at Mastercard, we're really focused on ESG, environmental, societal and governance risk. So you have a social and corporate responsibility, not only for your own organization, but to ensure your suppliers are conforming to the same standards that you want them to. So, are they, we're all about a priceless planet and ensuring a carbon neutral footprint, but if you've got a supplier who's burning down the rainforest, that doesn't really help your ESG credentials. Same if you're looking at gender equality and reducing the pay gap to ensure parity. If you've got suppliers who aren't doing that, it undermines your credibility and reputation. So we're really focused on going beyond the cyberspace into that systemic risk assessment.
So just expanding on that then, what other elements are you trying to achieve with, in relation to ESG credentials? How else are you trying to hit those?
So we're looking at, and particularly in the news at the minute, so events such as forced labour. If you want to ensure parity and inclusive or have an inclusive workforce, you want to ensure that your suppliers are doing the same and they're not employing forced labour at the time, or they're not taking advantage of people in different walks of life. Similarly, from an environmental perspective, we're all about that priceless planet. We have pricelessplanet.com where you can go on, you can measure your carbon footprint. But again, for us, that's an integral part of how who Mastercard are and how we're perceived in the community. Our social and corporate responsibility to help this planet improve, to be able to almost regenerate from the damage that we as a population have caused. So we can drive that forward, but again, if our suppliers aren't doing that and they're setting fire to the rainforest or doing things that are anti what we believe in, then again, that undermines our message. So huge part of the assessment that we're carrying out. I like to think we're leading that fight and certainly very vocal about it. And again, I'll be probably touching on that on stage later on.
So apart from all that wonderful stuff that you guys are already doing, what else sets Mastercard apart from other service providers?
I think it's our unique position within the ecosystem. It's not good enough for Mastercard to utilize that position to benefit ourselves. So we see we're probably one of the most attacked companies in the world from cyber criminals, but thankfully, touch wood, one of the most successfully defended. And we use that intelligence to help be more resilient ourselves, to protect ourselves, to see the different techniques and tactics that criminals are using, whether that's cyber criminals or fraudsters. But to be a better part of the community, we have to share that. We want to share that best practice, so sharing that intelligence with others. We've acquired a number of different companies recently in the cybersecurity space, in the crypto space, that gives us the vehicle to be able to perform assessments of financial institutions, of merchants, of governments, of whoever, so that we can identify and prioritize the risk to those organizations, but also help them mitigate it.
Yeah.
Because it's no good me telling you that you or your business is good or bad at cybersecurity. You want to know, well, why and how can I improve? And that's a big part of our mission now, is to go out, be an active part and a credible part of that community.
Well, when it comes to sustainability considerations versus increased customer demands, i.e. faster delivery, everything faster returns, how do you balance consumer expectations?
You just nailed the word there is balance, right? And because of the ever-increasing sort of media and public awareness of sustainability, I think there's a little more people have that ability to be able to understand why there may be longer delivery times. Yeah, we all want things tomorrow, but if that means that the planet survives by another day and more trees grow and that brings greater growth to a particular community, then I think we all are a little more understanding of that.
You need the story behind it to kind of...
Absolutely, and again, Mastercard and a number of others within the financial sector and in the merchant world certainly are now more than conforming to that. They're like actively pursuing it, going out there, demonstrating why things might take that little bit longer, why you are introducing that little bit more friction. And if that's about having a more sustainable planet so that our children and our children's children can enjoy it, then I think people are more understanding and willing to have that.
I mean, you've said it there, like in such a good way. This is the way that everything is going at the moment. Sustainability, priceless planet, so that's great to hear. And what do you think about having media platforms and IDX TV here at events like this?
It's amazing. No, it's a great opportunity, right? It gives people the opportunity to have another platform, to be able to reach more than they already are on the stage there, but to be able to gather the thoughts, get some honest feedback from people who are here, rather than having something piped in or something people who've actually not attended the event, right? So you're getting it from the horse's mouth as such, but always a place for, certainly from a Mastercard perspective, to engage with the media in the right way. It's a responsibility of ours, but one that we embrace and we always look forward to.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Steve. That was an absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the expo and good luck with your talk.
I'll try. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and thank you for watching IDX TV.